Good evening, guys. And this is after a long time that I'm making this video again, and it is not going to be too long, but I would definitely like to talk about the recent observations that I've been having regarding jobs and people who are looking for jobs just out of college or after completing their education. So when it comes to edu- applying for the right job or the type of job that you're looking for, firstly, what is necessary is getting to know the company that you are applying for, at least the basics, like what type of organization it is, what it actually specializes in, what type of jobs or what type of LOBs or what type of products or what type of things that they are into, so that in case that you are asked any questions during the interview regarding the company itself or anything regarding the type of job being offered to you, you would not be in the blank. So before going into all those things, these are the basic things that I generally prefer doing when I apply for a job in a different organization. And I try to find out a little bit about the organization, a little bit about what they are, who they are, and how they actually are there in the market, and what is their the benefits, maybe not the monetary benefits, but the type of benefits that you might think of when it comes to uh, being futuristic about like 5 years, 10 years down the line in the organization where you would want to be, or what you can be based on your education and the type of things that you are passionate about. So those are the basic things, definitely. But what I prefer also to tell you all is that there is one small problem that we all of us have, and that is like we are not confident speaking in English. I do appreciate the fact and I do understand the fact that we have all different languages and dialects within India, and we are not that, English is not a language that we speak generally with our parents, with our family, and so on. But definitely, when it comes to English, written or grammatical English, it is definitely every organization would prefer to have someone who who knows how to construct their words and speak their mind without hesitation or without struggling of conveying what they want to say or what they want to showcase. So that is one of the major points, which is what I want to talk about today. So there are a couple of my known people which I have come across from the time of the pandemic, and some of them are not that confident speaking in English, and they say that uh, I'm not that fluent in English, so what should I do? Generally, I would say that firstly, you should know your flaws regarding English and where do you stand, and you should try to speak to, if you don't speak in English to your family members, that is understandable, but at least try as much as possible to speak with your friends in English, even if you make errors. And your friends should be also, some of your friends should be uh, some people who are like good in English and they are already into jobs and stuff like that, and interact with those type of people. Because and if within friends, if you make errors and if they point out that these are your errors and this is where you are lagging, you can definitely practice on it and try to improve on them. So the thing is that confidence is one of the problems when it comes to speaking English, and the other thing is that we feel inferior in front of others when they speak a better English and we are not able to speak that type of English that is in their level. But if you have friends who are better in English, and definitely you should be open to learning and you should be open to the feedback when they say that. maybe you can improve on certain things and certain words, because there are a lot of things which uh, there is a lengthy process of explaining yourself, and there is a shorter process of doing it as well. Say for example, there are some common Indianisms errors that we generally do. Is we say that uh, sometimes we say that uh, we are born and brought up, right? So instead of saying born and brought up, we can say born and raised, right? Because if you ask me, I was born and raised in Darjeeling, okay, a small town in Darjeeling, but people don't prefer to know that place, so I prefer to say the district town of Darjeeling. So I was born and raised in Darjeeling, and after my education, I came to Calcutta and for my higher studies, and from there on, I went to different places around India, working in different places, different organizations, with different months and years of experience, right? So if you say born and brought up, it actually doesn't sound the right way uh, when you are speaking in an interview. It is better to say born and raised. And sometimes even the HR people, they try to ask you a question like, where do you put up? Actually, where do you put up is like it, you can put up things but not a human being, right? So where do you put up means where do you actually stay, right? So that is what they mean to say when they ask that question. But you should always say that I reside in, maybe currently I'm staying in South Delhi, so I stay in the Kanpur extension, South Delhi, right? It is better that you put it that way. Don't say that I put up in Kanpur, South Delhi. So put up is not the right term. So brought up, put up, all these things can be replaced with better words, so that you can actually be speaking correct English, instead of just going with the flow with the Indianisms that people generally come up with. So these are those things, small nuances, small things which matter a lot when you are speaking in an interview. And also the other thing is that one of my leaders, one of my directors, once said, he used to do a lot of hiring interviews and stuff like that. He used to say that we don't look at what the person, how much the person is educated or how much the person knows about certain things, but we try to find whether the person speaks with confidence, even if he's speaking wrong, like which is incorrect, right? But if he says, even if you say a lie with confidence, it sounds like it is the truth, right? So that is what he meant to say when he stated that. And he also said that we when people actually take your interview, they actually want to find how much confident you are and how much trainability is there in that person. Trainability in the sense that is, would the person be capable to be trained in the particular type of process or the type of job they are hiring you for, and ensure that you have that acumen going down the line. So generally when you are interviewing for a job, firstly, never think that the person who is taking your interview is a tiger or a bear who is going to eat you up. So do not feel scared speaking in front of that person, but definitely ensure that how much ever you speak, even if it is limited, it leaves an impact and you speak the correct English, right? So that is what this video is all about, generally looking at the type of people who reach out to me, uh, my friends of friends, people who are in colleges and stuff like that, who reach out to me saying that, see, you have done so many jobs and you have got so much of experience, what would you say, how would you guide me if I am preparing for an interview and stuff like that. And generally I would say that when you are preparing for an interview, do not study or read things which might not be asked. Keep your head blank when you go for an interview. Blank in the sense that whatever question is being asked, you're ready to give that answer, instead of like thinking of what you have studied and what you have worked upon while preparing for an interview. Because preparation for an interview, for I would just say the only thing that is required is the good English, the proper English, the effective and impactful English that you should be more focused on, and the way you represent yourself uh, when you go for an interview. Represent in the sense that you should be confident. It doesn't matter what clothes you're wearing, because nowadays generally most of the interviews are online. Clothes do not matter, because when it comes to confidence, it is not the clothes that actually speak confidence, or trainability that I was talking about speaks from your clothes, right? It is from the human being, from the internal part, which is actually assessed when you are interviewed. So what are your passions, what are your hobbies, what things you like, dislike, what you think are your strengths and your weaknesses, and how you think that you can improve on your weaknesses, are common questions that every interviewer asks during an interview. So be prepared, but don't be over prepared. That is what I want to say. And speak as much possible in English with your friends, uh, uh, to improve on it than anything else. So be confident, be honest, and also uh, be yourself when you are going for an interview, and that is all that is required when you are in front of someone who is asking you questions. That is all I have to say. I don't want to make it a too lengthy type of video. We are all already into 11 past minutes of this video, so I just want to leave it at that, and I might follow up. If you have any questions, you can just drop those questions in the comments box, and I would definitely make another video addressing all those questions, because this was generally just off my head, which I observed in the recent last 3 to 6 months, that people were coming up with this type of questions, and that is why I thought I would address this. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful weekend, and all the best for every endeavor that you have, endeavor that you are looking out for, and the jobs you're looking out for. Take care and stay safe. Bye bye.